Here's the backstory. We've got this pipe which comes down from the sink above, and it comes down. It's got a bend right there. It goes across. It's got a bend right there. As you can see, this has an upward slope, but the water's actually coming down this way. Now that actually wasn't that bad, but what's happened is down below, I've tried to put a pitch on the direction of the water. So I started from the bottom, and I've come up to here. And this was never right to begin with. But what I'm planning to do is, and I am not a plumber, I'm not an expert, and I've never glued any of these. We're going to see if we can do a job. And I've got some proper glue. I had a friend of mine who is an expert. You know, he was going to do this, and we bought some parts. So I have one or two things like this. So I am going to attempt to cut the pipe somewhere here and here, something like this, and to put a 45 so that we can have the water going down in this direction. And at the same time, I'm going to make sure that this has a pitch on the direction of the flow. And let's see if we can do this. I mean, if I can do it, then so can you. So I'm speaking right at the beginning of this little project. So let's hope that we can get through this, and I can be able to put this online. Right at this point is where I lost all the audio for the rest of the video. So I'm going to have to talk you through what I'm doing here. So what I did first of all was get the wire out of the way and start with the top pipe, and I cut through that pipe. Take a look at these. These are the parts that I'm going to use to do the 45-degree bend. And if we take a look at this measurement, you'll see that 4-inch is about 4-inch between from the center of the pipe to the actual to the joint. So I just marked it out, and I cut the other pipe. And here's where I'm showing you that I'm actually using a nice platform here, which has got adjustable legs. And I'm actually going to put a link to this below. If you're interested in that platform, it's pretty cool actually, and it allows you to get into a place like this where there's actually a concrete slab that I have to stand on top of. So this is really helpful to get into tight spaces like this. So here I'm just filing the ends because I want to prepare the ends to be able to glue them and put those fittings on. And I'm also using some sandpaper here to clean up the ends so that the glue is going to have a good chance of bonding. And then since I had the pipe open, I decided it's a good idea to run a snake down it just to make sure to clear out any clogs that might be down there, because up until this point I was having trouble getting the water to come down from the sink above. At this point, we're going to take a look at what I'm doing to fasten the components together with this pack. The pack includes a purple primer and some regular clear PVC cement. Now here are the directions that I got direct from the can. It says do not thin, cut the pipe ends square, chamfer and clean pipe ends. The second one is check fit with pipe and fitting. Pipe should go easily 1/3 the way into the fitting. If the pipe bottoms, it should be snug. Number 3, use a suitable applicator at least half the size of the pipe diameter. It actually comes with one in the can. Number 4, apply thoroughly inside of the pipe socket and to the outside surface of the pipe to the depth of the fitting. Apply a second coat of primer to fitting socket. Number 5, while primer is still wet, use an appropriate solvent cement for the pipe being joined. Follow the application instructions from cement can. So here is the reason that you don't see me doing too much of the process of joining these, because there is a time constraint. You know, once you get this primer on, you don't want to let it get too dry. Now the cement can says the same things: cut pipe ends square, chamfer and clean. Number 5, apply a liberal coat of cement to pipe to the depth of the socket. Leave no uncoated surface. Point number 6 is apply a thin coat of cement to the inside of the fitting. Avoid puddling of cement. Puddling can cause weakening and premature failure of pipe or fitting. Okay, blah, blah, blah. You can get this information from the can, so I don't want to keep going on this track. Now here's where it gets exciting, because this is where I try to bend the pipe with a heat gun. I wasn't sure whether this was going to be possible, but check this out. But take note of how long this takes. I'm going to play some music so that it's not so boring. And I might speed this up too. Here we go. All right, this is where it started to bend, and it did start to bend, but I was afraid it was going to buckle, so I didn't want to bend it too much, and also I didn't want the fittings to not fit either, because I was trying to fit with 45-degree fittings. But what actually happened is it really worked, and it did give that extra little pitch. Maybe this is not standard plumbing practice, but anyway, in my case, it worked, so who cares? As long as it works, that's the main thing. And I can tell you right now that this did do the job, and the water flows very well right now. So here's the rest of it. Here I am putting the purple primer on. You can see that I'm putting this on both parts. Once those have the cement, then the thing is you've got to hold these in place. And there is a little bit of a pressure that you have to go against. So you've got to hold those in place. I forgot the amount of time. I did it way more than was necessary, but I wanted to make sure that they were stuck together. Now the last part is kind of the tricky bit, because you got two pipes. One is pretty rigid and the other one is a little bit flexible. All I could figure out how to do was just to wiggle it enough so that it would kind of move the adhesive around, and it did the trick. So that's the main thing. Perhaps there's another trick that you need to do. Perhaps I did it in the wrong order. I don't know, but it did work. I just did what I could, and the job is done, and I'm glad. Now here's one final thing that I did, and this was to put this board in here. So that actually works really well. I could have used a hanger or something like that, but this actually got that up into the thing that was already cut out over here. It was already cut, so I just used that. So that board actually helps to really hold this solidly in place, and there, as you can see, there is a pitch on this, and this works fantastic right now. So all of you guys out there who want to tell me what a lousy job I did, you can give me the thumbs up or the thumbs down. I don't care, but it's this has done the trick, and it took me a while to get this thing out, to get this video out, because I did it ages ago, but I finally got everything together, especially with having lost all of the video that had the sound on it. But anyway, hopefully it's useful to somebody, and if you know how to do it better, then put a comment down below. Let me know, let everybody know. And see you next time. Thanks for watching.